Yo, people, what's going on? It's the Kitty G on EGTV, and we're back again with another video. Shout out to everybody who has been supporting the content lately and smashing those like buttons and getting us over. We recently just got over 1,000. We recently got over 11K subscribers, and I haven't given you guys a shout out, so thank you for that. Don't forget to smash that like button throughout the video. We have Colleen and Gunner Souls here, but I just want to give you guys my take on the game before everyone else jumps in. Guys, this is one more game in our season. We have accomplished what we thought was not going to be possible at the beginning of the season. A lot of us did not think top four was possible at the beginning of the season. As the season went on, I started to believe more and more and more. And now we are literally one win away from securing top four. Almost secure top four. Let me know. Do you guys think we're going to secure top four? Let me know in the comment section if you're watching the playback. Also, Eddie Nketiah stepping up with 2 goals, bagging a brace versus the team that he used to play for while he was on loan in the Championship, Leeds. And you know what? He stepped up big time. Big credit to Mikel Arteta for making the bold calls, making the bold move, playing him over Lacazette. I felt like Lacazette was not offering us enough. And Lacazette doesn't score that first goal that Eddie Nketiah scored, in my opinion. He doesn't get to the goalkeeper and force that error. And also, finally, let's be honest. The fans have been outstanding at the Emirates lately. The atmosphere at the club, everybody has been loving it. Guys, the mood around the club has been outstanding. I absolutely love it. I think the pressure's on Tottenham for that North London derby. Everything's pushed over there. Ball's in your court, Tottenham. Let's see if you can handle the pressure. We have relieved pressure. We're currently 4 points ahead of them in the top 4 with 3 games remaining. And when you have more games, when you have more points than games remaining, usually that's a sign that you're going to finish in that position. So let's see if we can hold off. Let's see if we can do it. And shout out to everybody who's watching right now. Keep smashing those like buttons. Let's get the show started. You already know what it is. But yeah, Colleen, Gunner Souls, thank you for joining me. Let me ask Colleen first. What was your thoughts on the game? Because I know I can be very excited and I might be. We're going to break it down more and analyze things more balanced in a bit. But what did you think about the game? And were you as excited as I am coming out of it?
The first half was great. I don't think anyone can have too many complaints from that, especially getting the 2 goals before the red card. I think it was just proof on our mindset going in. I was a little bit disappointed with the second half performance, to be honest with you. We played okay, but it just kind of highlighted, the areas where we need to improve. And of course, this will probably be a conversation for the summer, but it did feel like a long 45 minutes, even though we were in total control. But then they have one shot on goal. I think it was their second touch in our box, and it ended up being a goal. So it did take you back to that nervy kind of Arsenal days, when their goalkeeper went up twice for one of the set pieces. You're thinking, surely not, this can't happen. But we did manage to get over the line, and it was relatively comfortable. I just think we could have made it easier for ourselves. We just lacked that cutting edge. But luckily for us, there's 2-3 games left, so we just need 3 more points, essentially. So after that, we can take that and sort that out in the summer.
Boom. What about you, Gunner Souls? What are you saying, man?
Yeah, similar. Very good first half performance, I felt. We did what we needed to do. They went into sort of a low block after the red card, and we managed to break them down. They're not the hardest team to break down, but we showed composure, we showed good movement, and I felt the energy was good. But then that second half, I don't know whether it was Arteta saying, right, conserve your energy. We've got a big game on Thursday. I don't know what was said, because it seemed like all that energy, all that sort of work rate just vanished, really. And if we win on Thursday, I'm not going to complain that it happened, because I can understand conserving energy, especially with the amount of games we've played recently. And we've not had the easiest of runs, obviously being the easiest one. We've had United to play, Chelsea to play, West Ham to play. Regardless of how much of a gap you have, they are games you have to prepare very well for. And in all of them, it was until the 90th minute we didn't win those games. So I can understand that sort of mentality. We're 2-0 up, they're a man down. We don't really need to keep pushing and pushing. But it would have been nice just to, maybe kill the game off, whether it was in the first half, whether we came into the second half within 20 minutes, we had third or the fourth goal and just killed any hope of that game. But I think what I'll say overall, it's a professional performance and we got the job done. That's the main thing. We got the 3 points. We didn't. The only moment like I was gonna have a heart attack was that Rodrigo kind of weird header set piece, because I was like, oh shit, like he's gonna score. But then thankfully, like Ramsdale was just in the right place for it. But yeah, no, I mean you can't complain about a win, especially not now.
Boom. Guys, so let's talk about Eddie Nketiah. That's the first place we have to start. We have to start with Eddie Nketiah. We have to start with Eddie Nketiah and his performance. But before we do that, Sahal just jumped in. Sahal, what do you think about the game, bro? Mr. Sahal, Mr. I want
Yo.
every day. How you been, bro?
Yo, it's not good enough. Simple as, man. Simple as. I'm joking.
What are you saying?
Bro, Leeds were absolutely rubbish the first half. Second half, we didn't show up second half, man. We just switched off, took it too easily, too casual, and one corner. Just we've been really good set pieces. This is the first goal conceded in a very, very long time. I don't know what the record is. It's something ridiculous. I don't know what the record is now. How long we had it. So you kind of take it. We always make it a little bit hard for ourselves. We had numerous chances to kill the game, but we just couldn't take it. Ødegaard, I feel like Ødegaard's chance was the best chance of the game. He should have took that really. There were so many chances that we could have scored and won the game. It was one of those, man. It's just one of those. We move on. Tottenham next, yeah. And now for the team it's time to get top 4, man. Prove me wrong and let's get top 4.
Boom. Hey, I'm happy to be proven wrong if it means the team wins, and you must be also. But yeah, let's get into Eddie Nketiah, guys. Eddie Nketiah has been outstanding over the last couple of games. He's been performing well even without getting goals. Today he bagged a brace, and you know what? Let's just get into it. What did you guys think of the 2 goals that Eddie Nketiah scored, the Meslier mistake and the second goal? I'm gonna start with you, Colleen. What are you saying about Eddie Nketiah's performance today?
I mean, listen, it's very difficult to come in from the cold essentially, and then with the amount of pressure that there is in terms of what Arsenal's ambitions are to try and finish in the top 4. And he's done great since he came in. And if Lacazette's on the pitch, like you alluded to before, he doesn't score those goals. And I think we've seen times with Nketiah where he might jog, like in terms of prior to this period, like the previous Nketiah, you might jog and just not have that intensity. But you can see Mikel has coached him to hunt down those balls. He's become a real poacher. I still don't think he's good enough for Arsenal moving forward. I appreciate what he's doing. Hats off. I hope that this is the end. He does what he needs to do. This is a good thing to, potentially get a good club to come and get him. But for me, I don't think he's good enough, especially in terms of the Champions League and things like that, unless he wants to be, our third choice striker. But from what he's done since he's come in, hats off, because we were suffering with Lacazette, suffering. Hindsight's funny. If he only came in a little bit sooner during January.
Thanks. What about you, Gunnar Souls? What are you saying, man?
Do you know what it's weird because Lacazette and Nketiah's performances give me hope that we're missing a striker. I think that's the main thing, because when Lacazette was hungry, yes, he fizzled out as the more games he played. But when he first kind of got introduced over Aubameyang, it was brilliant. We were starting to score. We had a 20-goal month, and we were kind of picking out of 3 goals what to pick for the goal of the month, and then all of a sudden we had 20 goals to pick from. It was a renewed hope. And then now when you think about, when Lacazette kind of fizzled out and that sort of purple patch is gone, Nketiah stepped up, and it shows once we can get a quality striker, someone who can get those 15 to 20 goals, what this team can actually do, and we can have that consistency. I think, Nketiah's introduction, it's finally we've got someone who runs, who wants to work hard, who's moving the channels, who's making space for, Martinelli and Saka. And one of the biggest things that does is it creates space for the team. And that's what I've said. When you have a danger man, Saka will start performing, Martinelli will start performing, because it's no longer the case of we need to double mark Martinelli because Lacazette's not going to do anything, or just mark Saka and just doesn't matter what Lacazette does. You can give him the ball, let him run through on an open goal. He ain't going to do nothing. So we don't need to worry about him. But now they've got a third worry, which is Nketiah. And that's why we're playing so much like with confidence, we're scoring goals and we're being free. But that first goal, I mean, the fact that he didn't even do it on a rebound, he finished that. He actually got to the ball and just finished it. And the second one, he demanded, he goes to Martinelli, give me the ball. And then when you look at that set piece that, Martin Ødegaard just swiped it. And the fact that no one marked him and like it was a good set piece so he's offering us good solutions for the time being. I agree. He's not good enough as a starter or even as a cup striker. I'd want him if all hell broke loose and we had 2-3 injuries and we had to go to our third option. That's what I would want him to be. That's what I want Balogun to be honest. But a good move for him, it means more wages, it means more sign-on fees, it means better financial package for him. And hopefully if he can get us top 4, the hype around his name will just mean, and I hope that's his motivation. I just don't want, I'll be honest, like, yes, it's good, but even when lacazette, when people are like, oh no, sign the contract, we get carried away, and I don't want that to happen. We need to quality strikers going at it. I want a Darwin Núñez coming in with an Osimhen or a pacey striker. I want 2 options. I want a target man and I want someone who can run in behind. I want us to finally start getting a structure with plan A, plan B in, and that's what I want.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, we're gonna come back to this topic, but let me just add a couple people in here. We got Wilson. Wilson, how you doing, man? And someone in the comments said Shameless. I was on Shameless FC. Yes, that's Lewis's channel, and I said to them in the summer that this Arsenal team's on the rise. And looking back at it, I was spot on. Basically, that's what the guy's saying. Shout out to that. Big up Egal, well deserved. We got a United fan in here giving shout outs. You know what? Gary Neville can go suck it. Straight up, because in my opinion, he's been talking shit. He's been talking shit for the longest time. Not even giving adequate like logic behind
his failed manager. What did you expect?
He's been saying stuff. Well, yeah, enough about Gary Neville. It's official. Manchester United cannot finish above us this season. West Ham cannot finish above us this season. The only team that could possibly finish above us right now, mathematically, that has an opportunity to catch up with the games remaining is Tottenham, and we cannot let them do that. But yeah, Ben, go ahead, and then I'll go to Wilson after. What do you think about the game?
I think it was plan executed as it should have been. I know a lot of people wanted lots of goals, but we've got a game on Thursday. The aim of that game today was to win, not lose, and do it without any injuries. Doing it with as little energy as possible because we didn't get out of third gear. Tottenham have just had a very, very hard game against Liverpool where they've had to do a lot of running. They will be more tired. We won't beat Spurs if we're tired. We need to go into Spurs fresh. And this game we needed to win it. We didn't want to go down to the wire. We didn't want to do too much running. I think we come into the second half, we were 2-0 up. Arteta's probably said to him, listen, these are rubbish. Just keep the ball. If we can nick another one, do it. I think we're unfortunate with the goal. I think we switched off a little bit too much. But I think it might not have been the gold star performance you want. Everyone wants entertaining football. I get that, but it was about getting through the game, no injuries, with as little energy as possible, and that's what we did.
Boom. What about you, Wilson? What are you saying? Wilson, you there? Okay, I don't think Wilson's there. We'll reconnect him in a bit. But yeah, guys, let's go on to the Luke Ayling red card. Did you guys think that was a red card, or
yes.
I thought it was a Stonewall red card? And it actually reminds me of like a similar situation that Granit Xhaka got in the first game versus Man City. Obviously, Granit Xhaka's was not as blatant, but I thought this was a blatant red card. If I can pull up the image, let me just pull up the image for you guys quickly so you can see it. Colleen, you said something?
So it was I agree. It's a blatant red card. He literally jumps in 2-footed, and Have Hope messaged me. I'm sure he was being facetious because I don't see how you can slip in that position. And this is one of those occasions where you have to thank VAR because there's no VAR. The ref's giving it as a yellow, and I don't even know what he saw. Well, he doesn't see it. He doesn't really see it, does he, from behind? And he gives a yellow. So this is one of those occasions where VAR's done the right thing and got the ref to have another look at it. But
this angle shows it perfectly.
It's just and I like Ayling. Obviously, he's a former Arsenal Academy product, but it lacks professionalism on his half, considering the position that Leeds are in. And we're lucky Martinelli walks away from that injury free. To be honest with you, it was awful.
What's it called? Egal. You know the worst thing about that tackle? Martinelli was actually losing. He was out. The ball was going out. He was losing control of the ball, and I think even without the tackle, I think he would have never got that ball back into play. I don't think. I think the ball was running away from him, and if you look at it, I think the ball was already out. So that was just a disgusting tackle by Luke Ayling. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I think honestly, 3 games ban it'd be very lucky to not get more. I think he should get more than 3, because if I think that guy that broke Harvey Elliott's leg, he got like 6. I think he got more than 3. So if that deserves 3, and he didn't even meant to break his leg, like it was a clean tackle, and it just so happened it was an accident. This one was completely on purpose. It was completely on purpose, trying to hurt Martinelli. I think this is way worse. This is probably one of the worst tackles of the season, and I think he does deserve more than 3 games ban, because I don't that just, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that in football. That's unacceptable.
I think in the rules of the game, 3-game ban is fine. But when it comes to that, let's just see what some of the comments are saying. Pepe, people are really upset about Pepe. Pepe is not a footballer. Ball was out. The ball was not out. The ball was in.
Look again. Watch again. The ball was going out. The ball was going out though. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. He had it in. He had it in play, and then it's when this happened, the ball went out.
It was on the line.
Free kick. They gave a free kick and not even a corner or anything, so it would have been in play.
Big up to everyone saying lift the spirits. Been holding it down for Arsenal since the start of the season in your proper day one. Who deserves these wins? It's you. Keep it up, man. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so after that red card, let's talk about the second half, guys. What did you think about the second half? Just quick takes, because before the goal came in, what was your take on the second half overall, like including the goal? Because I thought we dropped off in the second half, but we showed character to fight through it and still see out the game. And this is kind of what we've been doing this whole entire season, where we have moments where we don't look solid, but we still see out the game to win 2-1 versus Leeds, and to now go into that next game with a comfortable position. But yeah, I'll throw it over to you. I'll throw it over to you, Ben. What are you saying?
Well, I think I said it earlier. I think the second half, it was boring. Let's be honest. It was a very boring half. But I think that's the half that we needed. We turned. I think it was that boring. I think the players turned off as well, and that's what happened with the the corner. But I think that was the half that we needed. As I say, people keep going on about we could have called 7 and get the goal difference up. Goal difference doesn't matter if we lose to Tottenham. It's points we need. Points mean prizes, and if we go into that game fresh as a daisy, and we can, that's all that second half was about. It was about getting through it, little as energy as possible, no injuries. Boom. Obviously, Ayling in the first half tried to give us some injuries, but that was a Jackie Chan move, I think. But there you go.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Colleen?
Yeah, I just think the second half, I mean, we still dominated the ball. We just lacked intensity. It was just, I think that's why I was so deflated after the game. It wasn't because we lost or anything. It was just like, it was just like 45 minutes of just nothing really. And as Ben said, it kind of transcended into the players in terms of switching off for that goal. But, we saw it out. And like I said at the beginning, it kind of alludes to what we need going forward in terms of like clinical strikers. But we've got the North London derby, conserve some energy and roll on to that. But you would like to think that wasn't going through their heads then, because that leads to complacency. And we could have very easily drew that game, considering the manner we conceded the goal and then the next one.
I'm sorry, I just seen this comment. I thought Martinelli was quite good today. I don't know. Did anyone agree?
No, wasteful, I do agree. Not wasteful, but I don't think he lacked that clinical edge. But yeah, he was really good.
I thought
that's his game, isn't it?
I thought there was numerous times where we could have released the ball quicker onto him in that left side, where he would have been in one-on-one, which we didn't. and I hear where you're saying it's wasteful, but let's see. Amazing content, Egal. Tell Mojo Jojo that we're coming for third. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. But just to wrap up, Sohal, did you have anything else to say about the goal that was conceded? Because I'm just upset that we didn't get the clean sheet. Oh, he left. I'm just upset we didn't get the clean sheet, guys. That's another game. And guys, we conceded from a corner. That's like
shit, yeah.
That's the first time we actually conceded directly from a corner this season. It's the 35th game of the season, and we conceded from the corner for the first time.
I mean, it's a great improvement, but the manner of it is just it's
annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
you know what?
Everyone ball watching. It was like, don't get me wrong, zone marking can be very good.
Colleen, souls, this is what it feels like when your team is winning and you have nothing else to complain about. Okay. Let's be real. We've been through a lot worse, and as we get better, we're going to see us starting to complain about things that we didn't usually used to complain about.
Sure.
Right? Before this would have been a 2-2 draw. Now it's one of those games where we see through and we win it. But hey, going into that, the North London derby, and I want to talk about Champions League football. Do you think we've almost secured Champions League football? Like, let's get into that, because I think Champions League football, before we do player ratings, I think Champions League football is almost done. I think we win against Tottenham, it's done, literally. So right now, with a 4-point advantage against Tottenham, win, lose, or draw against Tottenham, we're still in the driving seat. So I think
from our next 3 games. So I don't see why it's not. We're not losing 3 games in a row. So it's definitely. Well, actually, let me not say that. We're not doing that.
Don't worry, you're not going to get clipped up. Anyways, Ben, what about you guys? Is Champions League football almost secured?
Almost. It'd be quite nice to secure it in at Spurs' ground, wouldn't it? I mean, that if you're going to secure it anywhere, that's the place we want to secure it. And I hope when one of ours scores I want a late goal. And I want whoever scores it to go down and do an Henry in front of their fans. And that's what they need to do. But yeah, I think we're nearly there. But as I say, I think touch wood we get there. I'm not counting the chickens just yet, because this is football. You never know what's going to happen. We could just lose next game and have a few injuries. So let's hopefully we win next game. So that's all it is, one game at a time.
No one's putting their chest out, guys. I've been saying it since December. I'm going to say it again. Champions League football is coming to the Emirates. We are not going to drop off from this point of view. I don't think we should be anymore. We should not be scared anymore. Now, you know what the argument it is? When we get into Champions League, what are we going to do? That's what people are going to start saying. What are they going to move the goalposts? So instead of talking about expectations, I think Champions League football, we're done, guys. Like we just need to focus and see through the next games. Arsenal Football Club, I think what's his name? Bukayo Saka said it the other day. Do you guys know what he said? He said finishing above Tottenham is enough motivation for top 4. And I think they are going to do it. I really do believe this team is going to do it. And you're going to say something, Samuel?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I couldn't make it to the game today. I think my season's done here. But listen, the boys did good in the first 20 minutes. But after that, we didn't put the game to bed. That's the issue I have with this team. There's no killers in this team. If you look at Man City right now, they got killers, bro. If I was like, what would they do to Newcastle? What they did to Leeds, right? Leeds played the same way they did against Man City. It was 7-0. They didn't stop. We just put the brakes on the gas. Obviously, I think, listen, the most dangerous lead in football after a 1-0 lead is a 2-0 lead. That's one of the most dangerous leads in football. And listen, 1 goal, 1 corner, our corner record is gone with 3 matches to go. Listen, I mean, it's disappointing. They had 1 shot on goal and it's gone just like that. But listen, I have confidence in the boys to get top 4 done. I think even a draw, if we draw, I think it's done. A draw, I think is no way I see Tottenham doing that. We beat Newcastle Everton at least one of those games. There's no way that happens. But the expectation for me now is just win at White Hart Lane. Then maybe you can get, if we win at White Hart Lane, maybe the games like Newcastle and Everton, we could rotate and bring some youngsters in. But as of right now, listen, I think we should go, if we do beat Tottenham, we should go for 3rd place. That should be thinking right now.
Let me just say one thing quickly. Guys, we have 72 people in the chat. Sorry, I'm getting feedback. Who's that? I think that's you, Ben. Just mute yourself for a second. Thank you. We're getting feed. We got 73 people in the chat. Let me know, guys, who do you think was the standout performer? Who was the man of the match? And hit that like button right now, just before we get into the final stages of this video.
Yo, listen,
guys,
Egal, can I just say something before I go? Listen, if we do make Champions League, one thing I say, I don't want it to be like the last 5 years we were in there, which is just to make up them numbers, right? I think we've got to be serious in the Premier League next season, be serious in the Champions League, because I don't want us to be like just be there for the vibes. I want us to be there to be serious. So that's
we're going to come back on here and we're going to all be smiling after the North London derby, because even a draw would help solidify top 4. And I think these guys are going to have all the pressure. But let me know who's the man of the match, guys. Let me know who your man of the match was. Guys, who do you give your credit to today? Because I'm giving credit to Eddie Nketiah, and I'm giving credit to, Mikel Arteta. I'm saying, Mikel Arteta, shout out to you. You're not going nowhere. He said, I'm not leaving, and his contract has been signed. These players have been given some reassurance over their future with him not going nowhere. And Eddie Nketiah getting a brace today. After, if you guys seen the interview, have you guys seen the interview he did recently with those guys from the podcast? He said he wasn't given enough chances, he wasn't given enough opportunities, and today he showed that he was right, and Mikel Arteta was right to give him the credit. And by the way, he has now matched Lacazette's goal tally for the season.
I mean, that's just awful for a club like Arsenal, to be honest with you. It really is. It's poor form. We can't be in this kind of situation again. I mean, it is what it is, you know, with the whole Aubameyang situation. No one.
You're such a pessimist today. I'm so shocked.
No, but it is awful. A club like Arsenal can't. Our strikers have 4 goals each. Mikel Arteta's done well, but this situation can't happen again in terms of striking situation. I know the Aubameyang thing was like unexpected. No one really expected that to unfold, but this can't happen going forwards. It cannot happen again.
Boom. By the way, Lacazette has played 26 games, got 4 goals, 7 assists. Eddie Nketiah in 18 games has 4 goals, 1 assist. Now, I know assist-wise, Lacazette's way ahead of him, but like that's just damning. You're right. Maybe we should have played Eddie over Lacazette earlier. But yeah, Gunnar Souls, what are you saying?
I can't wait for next season when we finally get a striker in the Golden Boot conversation, man. It's been a while, man. I know Aubameyang came in and he had to share it. I don't want to share it. I want my striker. I want Henry RVPs back, man. I want the man in the Premier League. I want the guy, you know, that everyone's talking about. I can't wait, man. Whether it's Nunez, whether it's João Felix, whether it's Osimhen, whoever it is, man. I want to be sitting there saying to Man City fans, you got the wrong striker. You should have maybe, you know, looked at ours. And that's what I want to be talking about. Yeah, great. You know, they've helped us get to where we need to be. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Thank you for the service. But now it's time to bring the big dogs in and bring in that sort of, bring the Arsenal back, man. We need, like, it's great. It's cool. You know, we're scoring goals from everywhere. But now let's add that killer, man. We need, it's annoying because we can't even have that, like, are we in the Golden Boot? Nah, who is it? Son's there, you know, Salah's there. Like, it's a bit boring, man. I want that conversation. Like Aubameyang, the way we put our neck on the line for him, saying that he is going to get the Golden Boot. Regardless of how the team was doing, at least we had that conversation with people. And when you have that, it's so much easier. The football's easy. You know, at any point, look at Benzema. Like, they know Benzema will pull it out the bag, or, you know, someone else will come out and pull it out the bag. And they've done shockers. And like, that's what we need. There's games where we're like, you know, if we just had that killer that knows from minute 0 to minute 90, at any point I can win this game, changes the game. That's when you can start competing for leagues and cups and whatever else. And it changes the mentality and the complexity of the team. Like Nketiah coming in, saying to the team, look, I am going to bag. Look at how the team performs. When he got that first goal, he was like, I want the second, I want the third. The team goes off of that energy because he's your talisman, he's your centre man, and he's the one who's going to spread that sort of either positivity or, you know, when Aubameyang was coming to the end of it, you know, you could see how deflated even the players looked and how pumped up they looked once he left. And that for me is the biggest indicator. So, yeah, I can't wait, man. To be honest, I just want that striker to come in and it to be a good striker.
Boom. Ben, what are you saying? And just before you do that, Ødegaard, guys, people saying Ødegaard's their man of the match. Eddie Nketiah is their man of the match. Someone said Martinelli. I thought Martinelli was really good.
Tomiyasu Elneny for me.
We have another one here saying Cedric Suarez. What? You know what, Colleen? Once again, I'm going to give you your flowers. Here are two people who made bold claims with Elneny and Cedric, and in the business end of the season, both of them are delivering. And we got to give credit when credit's due to everybody. You know what? Credit the players and the manager, because people always say crediting one or the other makes it unfair. Credit both of them. Credit the whole club. And you know what? We're in a situation where we're doing it. Boom, Messi. What? Go ahead, Ben. What are you saying?
I think with Cedric, I think it helped with Tomiyasu coming in, because he goes into a back three, and Cedric's not the best at the back. I think he's got too many mistakes in that way. But going forward, his qualities, you can tell his qualities there. He's definitely a professional, and I think he was one of the best players on the pitch. I think he, if we like you were saying, Gunnar Solskjaer was saying about having a decent striker, if we'd have had somebody in there that was a little bit more, a little bit better in front of goal, they'd have got on the end of some of his stuff, because his crosses are very good. I think Nketiah, what I did like about what he was doing, like his second goal was the sort of goal that I think was an Arteta goal, because it was the one where it cuts back to him, where they did the cutback. And what Lacazette wasn't doing is, obviously his hold-up play is very good, and his technical play and all that. But what he wasn't doing when he was doing that, then running into that position, and you could see it a lot of time throughout the season when they were passing back to do that switch back, he was a couple of yards away from the ball. And if it had just been that little bit quicker, he'd have got there. And that's what Nketiah was doing, what Lacazette's not been doing. He's just, maybe it's his legs. You're asking him to do too much. And he's not that, he's not that sort of striker to do both. But yeah, I think once we've got a really good striker in there, or just someone who can, I would say, if we can get two strikers that are getting 30 goals in that position, or 20, 30 goals in that position, I think we're singing, and then you get a few backups, got get a bit of competition for Xhaka's position, and if we can just get a few backups for Tierney, I think we're looking really, really good. I'm hoping that, I don't know how true it is, but I've seen links to Sterling as well and stuff like that, and I think if we could get someone like that, it'd be brilliant. I think our wingers could really learn a lot off him, and you can put him up front as well. He can go up through the middle, so I think that'd be really good.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this player ratings a little bit different than we usually do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a ticker at the bottom, and I'll update it as we go along. But before we do that, we have one more caller here, and we're just gonna go to him very quickly. Mohammed, how are you, Mohammed? How is everything? Oh, let me add him. Mohammed, how are you? How is everything?
Hi all. How are you? How are you again?
Give me your quick little analysis on the game before we move on to the player ratings. What did you think of the goals? What did you think of Eddie? What did you think of Lacazette? Aubameyang.
Yes.
you know what I mean. Eddie and Nketiah.
Yes.
Coming in and overtaking Aubameyang and Lacazette and equaling their goal time this season. But yeah, you take it away, bro.
Yes, huge win, very important. We made it difficult for ourselves and nervy in the end. We controlled the match. Ideally, we scored 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Leeds get one man down after 25 minutes. We should have killed the game with the third and fourth goals. We created many clear-cut chances, especially Gabi Martinelli, also Ødegaard. For me, I was watching the game. We are controlling and attacking and creating chances. When I was looking at the result 2-0, I was not comfortable. I was waiting for this third goal to kill the match. Conceding a goal against Leeds from their first corner, for me, is worrying. We are now not able to having clean sheets in the last few weeks. This is the first worrying from today's match. Another thing that Saka was today very quiet. He's not at his level that we knew in the last few matches. So we need Saka in the North London derby. Nketiah, credit to Nketiah. I called Nketiah to play before Arteta started playing him regularly few weeks ago, maybe 6 or 7 matches before he started in the first 11 because I thought that Nketiah is more useful than Lacazette. We were playing 10 with Lacazette. He was not influencing anything. Nketiah is more lively. He's frightening the defenses and the keepers with his speed, with his pressing. He has an eye to goal inside the box. Today also Elneny was very good in midfield. Credit to him also. Credit to Martinelli was lively and dangerous, but he should have scored. For sure, he should have scored. Huge win. Now 4 points ahead of Spurs, but it's another opera, another scenario in the North London derby. We should be more concentrated, more disciplined, to play more balance. I think we'll change maybe the system of play against Spurs. We must against Spurs, crucial match. We should have. Will be very clinical. If we will get points, if you have 2 chances, you should score. Not to waste any chances. It's another match. I think giving Spurs the position and defending deeply and rely on the counter attack to prevent them from spaces, especially Son, will be ideal for us. And not to concede the first goal in the derby, to be always defending deep, especially our fullbacks if we play 4 and wing backs if we play 3 at the back, not to give Spurs any spaces to run behind. Son and Kulusevski, they are who feed Harry Kane.
And we're going to talk about the North London derby in more depth starting tomorrow. But thank you, Mohammed, for jumping on like always. Anything you have to say before you go?
No, I think now we are in the driving seat, but this the next game is very difficult. For me, I'll take a draw in the derby and to finish the work at Newcastle. But the job is not finished. We must finish the job in our hands. So it's the players and Arteta realize this. We must keep fighting to achieve our goal. Big up, Gunners.
All right, big up, Mohammed. Thank you for coming on. Guys, we're gonna do the player ratings right now. I'm gonna start with Colleen to do Cedric and Ramsdale, and then we're gonna go on, and I'm gonna give each person 2 people. So, Colleen, what did you give Ramsdale?
I mean, he didn't have anything to do, and the one thing he did have to do, he did concede a goal. I mean, I don't think you can really put him at fault for that. An average rating? What's your average? 5 or 6?
You're gonna give him a 5?
5 or 6. I mean, he had nothing to do. He didn't really have anything to do, and it's very hard. I don't know how much we can judge him on the goal.
More 5 or more 6? What do you think?
Just 5 more because he literally was insignificant in the game. It was almost like when a sub comes on for like the last 2 minutes. Like, what did he have to do? So not bad, not good. Just he was just there, really.
Okay, so we give him a 5. Cedric, the guy that you've been calling for, played what was it? He played right back today, and Tomiyasu played left back. So what did you think about him as right back today?
Again, he was fabulous going forward. The amount of crosses and quality crosses he was putting in were great. And as Ben said, if we only had a quality striker, we definitely would have embarrassed Leeds a little bit. And he didn't have much to do defensively. So I mean, I'd probably give him maybe a 6.5. He just because of the quality of his crosses going in, but I don't think he had much to do defensively to warrant any rating there. Mainly on his offensive game.
Okay, let's go to Gunnar Souls. Gunnar Souls, what are you saying about Tomiyasu?
Oh, I'm gonna give him probably an 8.5 for me. Solid, out of position. Didn't just handled it. Like I don't think he was troubled at any point. Defensively, there's nothing. I mean, other than attacking, but we know he doesn't attack. So but he was faultless, really.
Wait, Colleen, you gave Cedric a 6, right?
A 6.5.
6.5. Okay. And then what about you, Ben? What are you saying for Holding and Gabriel? I can't hear you. You're on mute still. Okay, go ahead.
Not used to this. I'd say they both get about 6.5. But I think you're a bit harsh on Cedric. I think he was one of the best players on pitch. But
I think you are right. To be fair, I think I was being a bit harsh.
Yeah. I think they're 6.5 because I don't think they had nothing to do, did they? And I think 6.5 is, you know, they kept everything tidy at back. I think apart from the goal, I don't think they even. I don't think they had much. I think they could have gone to sleep in match, but you know, yeah, I think it's 6.5.
6.5 for both.
Yeah, 6.5. I don't think he. I'd probably give Holding a bit more, probably 6.5, and probably Gabriel a 6, only because of the yellow card, because I think that was a bit of a needless yellow card. I think that's where he's got to learn, because I think it was a yellow card that he didn't need to give away. And in another game where we're playing against Tottenham and it's a bit more lively, I think he needs to learn that. I think that's a side of his game that he just needs to control a little bit, you know.
Okay, boom. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think we should all do Granit Xhaka and Elneny. I'm gonna start by giving them both 7, and I'm thinking Elneny and Xhaka both should get a 7. I would even be arguably putting them up for 7.5s, 8s. But what did you guys think of their midfield performance? Because I think Elneny and Xhaka, credit to them, these last 4 games they have been outstanding. And I just want to give them credit and say credit where credit's due. I did not think Elneny was going to come in and be this big of a big factor, and he has been one of the major reasons why we're now going to be getting top 4. And if we do get top 4, and in a year's time we're in the Champions League performing well, we're going to look back and say to ourselves, it's because of Eddie and Nketiah and Elneny we're even in this position.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. I think I'm even tempted to give Elneny a little bit, even like it's just like even a little higher of a score, just because of how limited of a player that we know he can be every time in career Arsenal, and how he's managed to elevate his game so much in the last few matches. Whereas Granit Xhaka is literally he is like the engine of the team, if you like, from deep. He kind of gets us ticking. If he doesn't play well, we don't play well. But I think Elneny just consistently deserves even extra praise, just because he's a limited player and he's elevated his game and improved to literally help drag us over the line, considering being left out in the cold for so long. They're both fab.
Yeah. What about you, Gunnar Souls? You're one of the guys calling for Elneny, and Granit Xhaka has been getting criticism for the longest time, and he's finally getting some praise. How do you feel today?
No, I mean, I think the criticism towards both of them is just unwarranted, and it was just a place of hate from Arsenal fans, especially from Granit Xhaka. I mean, if the Palace thing never happened, I don't think the hate would be there, and people would probably respect him a lot more. But I think we need to let that go. It's happened. It's in the past. You need to kind of move on. You know, as a club, we need to move forward. And Elneny, man, the guy, some of the passes he made, I was just like, yeah, this is why I've been calling for him. Lokonga's good, don't get it twisted. It's not that I don't rate Lokonga, but I just don't think he's ready for those pressured situations. And when something isn't going his way, it's a bit like Tavares. I think they're both good players in the making, but they've yet to get that mentality where they make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You kick on from that, not let your heads drop and start making more mistakes. So that's the only reason why in the business end, these two need to be their experienced heads in the middle, making things, happen. And it's just a pass and move and the way that they're controlling the game and the tempo of the game, which is really impressive. And even when you look at Xhaka, bar maybe today, he hasn't lost his head. He hasn't, come in. And today I do think he got riled up a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know. It was so insignificant. I can understand Northern and Derby, getting triggered and, all of that. I can see it. But Dan James, come on, man. Like, stop getting triggered by a nobody. Like, you should have just said to me, you're going to the championship, piss off. Like, go get a life. Like, and just leave it there. Like, you're so insignificant to me. Like, I don't, just, like, that's what you should have said. Like, I'm not even trying to be rude to him, but you and even to Rafinha as well. Like, you should have said the same. Like, mate, just do one. And
Xhaka is gonna get into a fist fight with Romero if we don't keep his head straight.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit like, mate, I'm glad he got it. I hope he just got whatever frustration or anger it is out in this Leeds game, because I don't need that in the Spurs game. But phenomenal. I mean, they didn't get booked either, Xhaka didn't get booked. Elneny doesn't get booked, but that's another positive. Like, they kept it cool, kept their control.
Let me just give a shout out to the comment section quickly. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel. Do me a favor, guys. Give us your ratings, because right now these are the ratings that we have so far. We put Ramsdale, Tomiyasu 8, Holding 6.5, Gabriel 6, Cedric 6.5, 7 for Xhaka, and 7.5 for Elneny. Is that okay, guys?
I think the midfield deserve an 8. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay. So we might upgrade it, but let us know what you guys think about the ratings, and also don't forget to hit that like button, guys. We have over 108 people in the chat and only like 40 likes. Come on, you can do a lot better than that. It's absolutely free, and it helps drive more people to the channel, so you guys can all get involved in the community and speak to each other. But yeah, Ben, do you also agree 8? Because I'm giving 7.5s and 7s. Colleen, you're also agreeing with me, 7 and 7.5. Am I right?
I mean, I'm tempted to give Elneny a little bit more, to be honest with you, but I'm willing to compromise on the current standard.
How about this? We'll go 8 for Elneny and 7.5 for Xhaka. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I think 7.5 is quite a good score for holding midfielder. That's what you want every game. What I always think, if you don't notice if you never notice what the centre defensive midfielder does in a game, he's done a good game. Do you know what I mean? And he's not there to be the star of the game. He is like and he's the player that comes in and just steadies the ship. He's a little bit like what Edu was when he was a footballer. He just come in and did his job. I'm still a little bit annoyed. I think Cedric needs a lot more than what you're giving him, because I think he's one of the contenders.
I'm president of his fan club. We can give him the highest. Definitely.
I think he's a very underrated player for his. I know he's defensively not very good, but going forward, I think for me, you only give a player that gets 7 and gets that low is when he's done an okay game and you don't know he was there in the game. He was there. He was there in nearly every attack. That's why I think he should be higher than what he is.
I'm happy to upgrade his score for sure.
Yeah, but I think Elneny is he does what it says on tin, doesn't he? I think we need an upgrade on him so we can have competition for Partey and not just a replacement. But I think he does what it says on tin, doesn't he? He's a good player. So I think what they've been giving him is good.
We need to come up with a solution. Oh my god, I forgot to send Brandon the link. What happened? Oh my god, this is a terrible shot for me. But just to give you guys an update, so that's not it. We're gonna give Elneny 8, and we're gonna move Xhaka up to 7.5. Is that fair?
And Cedric up to 7.
Yeah.
What?
Cedric up to 7, definitely.
Cedric up to 7. That's if Colleen wants to change her mind. Colleen, do you want to change your mind?
No, I'm happy for that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're gonna move Cedric up to a 7, and we're gonna have Xhaka and Elneny at 8 and 7.5. So for anyone who doesn't know what we've given so far, that's what we've given. We've given 5 to Ramsdale, 8 to Tomiyasu, 6.5 to Holding, 6 to Gabriel, 7 to Cedric, 7.5 to Xhaka, 8 to Elneny. What are we giving to Bukayo Saka? I thought he had an off game in the second half, and it was good to take him off. People on the timeline were screaming for him to come off, and I felt like it was a good substitution. But Pepe didn't really offer us much. But Bukayo Saka, he's Bukayo Saka. He just did what he did, gets a 7, or even I would even say 7.5. He was one of the most creative players on the pitch in the first half. Second half, he slowed down. I don't think he gets nothing less than the routine 6 or 7 average performance. This is average for him, guys. We're holding him to a high standard. Understand that.
5 for me.
5
for his standards. It's a 5. No, come on, man. He's our best player. Like, if you're looking at overall, like, impact, he's our best player. And today, I don't think he made an impact. I think even if, like, Pepe came on, and I felt the same way that I felt like Saka's performance was. Just don't think they offered enough. Like, and look, Saka's allowed this, but it's not me being, like, critical or me being like, oh, no, he's a done, dusted player. No, this is, like, for his standards, this was not even an average game. I think it was below average. He didn't do anything. Like, I know it's harsh, and I know it's like, oh, we've won the game and all of this, but if we're looking at individual ratings, I struggle to give him a 6. I have to say he's 5 for me. You could have put anyone there and it wouldn't have mattered.
Are we running Xhaka? Are we overplaying Saka? Like,
kind of.
Do we need to have this conversation about Bukayo Saka where he needs to be managed a little bit better? Because yesterday,
though, like, we should have been. It was too late. Like, what, 2-3 games left? We passed overplaying him weeks ago. we way past that. But he's definitely been overplayed.
So do you think he's been burnt out?
not necessarily burnt out. I just think he's been overplayed. He's been carrying the team. He's practically been in the squad every single match.
It'll improve because we're getting an attacker next season. Well, we're getting a striker and an attacker, so it will improve. But it's just unfortunate we've got nothing better.
Well, while we're talking about Saka, I'm just gonna bring in Brendan. Brendan, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't send you the link. I thought you were gonna see the link in the chat. But yeah, just let me know what you thought about Bukayo Saka. And I know you're a guy who's been calling for Pepe to play, but surely after today's game, you gotta say to yourself some questions about Pepe.
No, Pepe's done out here. Pepe's got to go in the summer. We need to move on from Nicola Pepe. I mean, it's clear he's not favoured by the manager. Otherwise, the manager would, play him a bit more. I do think Bukayo Saka's been overplayed this season massively, and that's why you're seeing these up and down performances by him. Not only that, but he's young as well, so you kind of expect a little bit of inconsistencies. But it's clear to me that Bukayo Saka's being overplayed because Mikel Arteta doesn't trust Nicolas Pepe. So if that's the case, £72 million or not, you have to move him on, and get somebody else in the summer. I don't think, Pepe does himself any favours, especially, today. He come on, he had a good 20 minutes, didn't do anything, didn't do a thing. But like Gunnar Sol's just said, I don't really think Bukayo Saka did too much today either. He's always going to be a bit of a threat because he's the star boy, the big name player in this team. So he's always going to be a threat and he's always going to cause problems, but it's about whether he can do more than that. And he has done more than that. He has delivered this season. He's scored goals, he's created assists and stuff like that. But today, it was one of them performances again where it was a little bit average from him. So, yeah, I kind of agree with the 5,
Even Albert gave him a bit of a bollocking at the full-time whistle. I don't know if anyone saw. Was absolutely berating him once the full-time whistle went. So it's not just us who are feeling it. They're fully aware of how poor that performance was.
So let's talk about Pepe, because if we're going to talk about Bukayo Saka, Pepe, what are we going to do with him?
Sell him.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Pepe's got to go?
Or did anyone see Gakpo's goal, by the way? That was stunning. That goal was sick.
I didn't really get to see it, but tell me, what do you think about Pepe? What was his rating? If you even give him a rating,
can we rate him? Because that was an abomination. Why are you trying to mega man when the goal's open? Like you're on the fringes. Like you've got a lot of questions that are being asked about a 72 minute. You've got to have the confidence. Just rip him. You've got the pace. You've got the technique. You can rip that defender. Yes, it's Dan Jane, but he's going to slide in, push the ball past him and jump over him. Like, why are you trying to make him? Why this guy really does not want the simple goal. He wants to make everything like a Neymar compilation. Like, he can't score a goal where he just taps it in. He needs to do something. And that's just, it's annoying. But yeah.
The thing that's so frustrating with Pepe as well is it's clear to see he's got a lot of talent. He has got a lot of talent. But he just doesn't suit the way that Mikel Arteta wants to play. I think that's the problem. I don't think Pepe works hard enough off the ball. And that's the one thing that you can say about Saka, Martinelli, and even Nketiah to a degree. They work hard off the ball. And I think that's what Arteta's looking for more than anything else. Even if you're having a bad game, make sure you're running around, chasing the ball down, making it hard for the opponent, rather than, just strolling around the pitch, not really doing too much. And I think that's the biggest thing with Pepe. He's come in with a high reputation for a lot of money, and he's probably got a similar mindset to the rest of these players that think they're better than what they're worth. And he clearly thinks that he can get away with not doing as much as the other players off the ball. And I think that's where the problem lies with him, because it's not got anything to do with him not having any talent, because he hit double figures last season with goals. He hit double figures last season with assists as well. So he can do it, but I just don't think the manager trusts him. And based off today's performance, can you blame the manager for not trusting him? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not good enough from a £72 million player. You've got to expect more than that from him.
Don't forget, Arteta said he trains well, so it's not like Pepe is obviously trying to do everything he can to start, But then when he does get that opportunity, he doesn't take it. So
it's just for me. It's just. Are you there still? Oh, okay, yeah, he's still there. For me, it's just simple. Pepe, in the summer, we try to cut our losses. But if we keep him for another year, I think it's not to our detriment. We have to keep him. If we do keep him, we have to try to find a way to get something out of him. But I would rather we cut our losses and get rid of him. But yeah, moving on to the final couple pieces. Ødegaard. I think Ødegaard routine. One of the best players on the pitch, as always, does his thing, keeps us ticking. He plays well, we play well. 7 or 7.5. What do you guys think?
I love Ødegaard. He's one of my favourite players at the moment. I think he's like what Ozil should have been. He's got that Ozil cockiness about him when he does these. He nearly got the assist when he cut the ball across. He skipped past the player and then he cut the ball across, and Nketiah was just a little bit far away from it. I thought that was a brilliant move off him. And if it were just finished off, he would have got it. That would have been a really good assist. But I think he's also got that bit of not quite as good, but a bit of that Cazorla-ish type player in him as well. He can work hard, but he's still got the skill as well. And I think that's Pepe's problem. He's probably one of the most skillful players on that pitch. But if you're not working hard or you're not putting in the miles, that's been other teams' problems this year. They've got all the best players at their team and they just can't be bothered to run. And he's just fab. I think he's fab. He's my favourite player. Him, Tomiyasu and Ben White are the three players. I think that they are the three signings of the season for in Europe. I think they're brilliant. All three of them.
Come on, Luis Diaz. But let me just get back to the Arsenal game. Ødegaard, Martinelli, and Eddie Nketiah. We're gonna give them credit, but out of those three, what do you call it? What are your ratings for them three? I'm going Ødegaard 7.5. I'm going Martinelli. I'll give him a 7, and Eddie Nketiah, I'm giving him an 8. What are you guys saying?
Martin Ødegaard for me. Mesut Ozil with a work rate. That's what I call him. He's right. He's got the skill and all of that, but it's no good having the skill if you haven't got the work rate. And I think that's the thing about Martin Ødegaard that's impressed me the most about him this season is not necessarily the skill, the eye for a pass that he has and stuff like that. Because we knew he had that anyway. We knew he's quite a techie player, but it's his work rate, the ground that he covers as well, the amount of ground that he covers on the pitch in games is impressive. So yeah, I'd agree with you, Egal. I think Ødegaard 7.5 for me. I think Martinelli, he was just absolutely tearing their defence apart at times, but I do think his finishing needs to be a bit better. So I would lower his rating a little bit to maybe a 7.5 as well. And Saka, did you say Saka or Nketiah?
I said Nketiah.
Oh, Nketiah. Nketiah, you got to give him an 8 because he got the 2 goals, didn't he? So, apart from that, he didn't really do much else. He didn't really have any more opportunities to get his third or anything like that. But again, he worked hard again today. So, because he got the 2 goals that ultimately won us the game, you have to give him a little bit of a higher rating, I think.
Boom. Okay, what about you, Colin? What are you going for your 3? Because I've given 7.5, 7, and an 8. You've given Brendan, if I'm mistaken,
7.5 for Ødegaard, 7.5 for Martinelli, and 8 for Nketiah.
Okay, and for yourself, Colin?
I agree with your score. 7.5 for Ødegaard, 7 for Martinelli, and 8 for Nketiah.
Okay. What about yourself, Gunnar Souls? I think I need water. My throat's acting up again.
No, I agree. I mean, even with the Ødegaard stuff as well, I mean, it's very rare that you find a player who's got the talent that can back it up, that's got the leadership to back it up, and has the work rate to back everything up. It's rare to find that. Normally they either have the talent or the IQ, or, but then lack the leadership. And it's not me criticizing, even Henry, he was a brilliant player, but a leader is different. When I look at a leader, I'd look at like a Vieira, but then when you look at Vieira, he might have not been technically the best player. And it's rare to find sort of all 3 components kind of molded into one. And what is he only 23, 24? What a player he's going to be for us, and what a signing for 30 million. He's going to go down as one of the best signings in world football. if he can continue this trajectory at 30 million, that's what you'd be looking at, like top players about 15, 20 years ago. You're looking at, Wayne Rooney coming in from Everton to United at 20 million, that kind of level. And yeah, it's exciting to see what he can do. Definitely captain next season for me.
You know what? There's a comment here that says, I hope Arsenal fans calling for Pepe now shush. It's not about Arsenal fans shushing. It's more he now has no credit in the bank for anybody to be calling for him to be starting over anybody. So it's just let's play players on merit. That's all I have to say. But I think everyone would agree. Am I wrong? Let's play players on merit, players that deserve it.
That's what Arteta wants.
Yeah, and finally, just to wrap up, is there any closing remarks you guys want to make before we go? Because I just want to wrap this up here.
Yes, we are winning the North. I don't want to hear this. Oh, we can do a draw. Stop that bullshit. Yeah, let's demand a win, man. I want to win in their stadium. Don't forget, first time in that new shitty toilet bowl when the fans are going to be present. I want to ruin their hopes, their dreams. Yes, it's only top 4, but let's do it because that's what we're at the moment. Let's ruin their hopes and dreams. Stop saying I'll be happy with a draw. We don't need to win. No, we need to win. That's all I want to hear all week leading up to this North London derby. Demand that win.
Okay, Colleen, what are you saying? You as excited?
I'm sorry, I had a siren going off in the background. I mean, I want to win. I don't ever want to lose or draw North London derby. I want us to win. I'm just happy that we have a cushion there. I'm glad we're in our situation rather than in Spurs, let's put it that way, in terms of the fight for fourth. But of course, I want to win on Thursday, and I hope the next time we will speak, we'll be saying we'll have the Champions League theme tune playing as we get ready to talk about Arsenal.
Okay. What about you? What about yourself, my guy Ben?
I think as I say, I want Saka to score a goal. If it's like I don't care when he scores it or Martinelli at last minute, and I want him to run down wherever Spurs fans are and do an Henry. And that's going to get us Champions League football, and then Conte hopefully should win Champions League next year with PSG, so that should be good.
Man,
we might get PSG in final, so
you never know. I think it's too early to be counting us in finals. But yeah, what are you saying, Brendan? Before we go,
I agree with Gunnar Solskjaer. I think we've got to demand the win, end their season, while also getting Champions League for our season as well. But I do think there's a long road ahead. I think there's a lot of things that still need to happen at Arsenal, starting with this summer. We get this Champions League space, then this summer is it's a massive summer for us anyway, but it's even bigger if we get the Champions League, because in my opinion, we need 8 players. We're going to have players that leave, but in order to get a deep enough squad to compete on all fronts, we need 8 players minimum. And it's going to be interesting to see where this football club goes from here. As an Arteta out fan, I know I've already said this on the Football Terrace, but I'll say it here, make it pretty clear. Now that the Cronkies have given him a new contract, for me, anything that happens from here on out isn't on Arteta anymore. It's on the Cronkies. The Cronkies have decided that he is their guy. They've given him the new deal. They're trusting him with this process. They're going to obviously give him a lot of money again in the summer, hopefully. And hopefully he can continue proving fans like myself wrong. I don't think I'll ever be a massive fan of Arteta and his way of managing and just his overall personality and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm an Arsenal fan. And as long as Arsenal are doing well, I'll always back Arteta. I'll always back the club as well. So I look at it like this. It's on the Cronkies now. It's no longer Arteta. It's the Cronkies. They need to prove to us that we're not being lied to again, because we was lied to. Let's be honest. We was lied to for 22 seasons straight. We was lied to when we was told that we was knocking down Highbury in order to compete with Europe's best. So I don't fully trust this yet, but we're making progress. We're getting there, and hopefully we'll secure Champions League football on Thursday at their shithole of a ground.
There you go. We're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna do it. Egal, is there a link? I am at the Emirates. Bro, I'm literally about to end the video. I'm so sorry. I'll catch you on a preview for the North London Derby. I'm gonna do it either today or I'm gonna either do it tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, thank you, Colleen, for coming on. Thank you, Gunnar Souls. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Ben. Big up to everyone else who's called in. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. If you haven't already liked the video, like the goddamn video and share the content. It really does help me out a lot. And you know what? Just to let you guys know, we didn't give Lacazette or ESR a score. We gave Eddie Nketiah 8, Martinelli 7.5, 7. We gave Ødegaard a 7.5. We gave Saka 5, Elneny 8, Xhaka 7.5, 6 and 7 for Cedric and what do you call it? Gabriel. Holding got 6.5, and Ramsdale and Tomiyasu got 8 and 5 respectively. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Peace out.